You thought I was done? You thought I was done? Oh, my gosh. Wow. We still have a lot to get into. Before we dive into things, first of all, if you are new to the channel, welcome on in. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. I forgot to make a caption for this, but that's all right. I hope that you're all doing well, and I hope you're all having yourselves a very, very fantastic day. Make sure you guys hit the notification bell icon too as well, and turn on those notification bell icons and subscribe to the channel, of course. All right, I'll look into the chat in just a little bit, but there are a lot of things that are still on my mind with the Sixers team, and more breaking news continues to break out because this team just has a lot of things going on, whether it's historic events from Joel Embiid, whether it's injury updates, trade rumors. There is so much stuff that's just surrounding this team, and it would not shock me if somehow this team actually comes up with a trade tonight and they make a big splash. But there just continues to be a lot of news about this team, and I want to kind of go more into that. But before I do that, I cannot tell you, I cannot lie to you, I still am just on such a big high with Doc Rivers going to the Milwaukee Bucks and how much that really helps the Sixers. I felt like last night when I was at that Flyers game, all I could think about was the game itself. And then as I got in my car, I'm sitting in traffic, I'm parked right there, and I see the breaking news break out, and I'm just like, man, let's go. I feel like I think that the best way to describe it is that the more you think about it, the more it melts, the more that it gels in, it just gets better and better by the minute. I can't lie. It is absolutely beautiful. Oh, it's great. Some interesting things about that. So I actually went onto Snowman Multimedia's platform today. Shout out to Snowman, right? Shout out to Snowman because he let me have he let me have my moment and all those types of things. I don't know why I'm stumbling so much. Maybe it's because I just was on a press conference for an hour and a half talking about an organization that is just absolutely horrendous right now. They really, really are. But wow, that was unbelievable. Just still thinking about what this guy getting a head coaching job. It really is just wild. So I'm on Snowman's cast, right? I'm on Snowman's cast, and I'm talking to him, and we were talking about all the 3-1 leads that this guy has blown. We've talked about, I didn't mention this, but he's lost 5 straight Game 7s, and I just do not understand why Milwaukee decided to pull the plug when they did and why they just panicked. I actually have started to kind of come up with some theories that with the way that Doc Rivers has coached his teams throughout his entire career, I think that Nick Sirianni is kind of a good comparison as of right now to a guy that's just a player's coach. And I'm saying this season he really hasn't done a good job at adjusting on the fly, in-game preparing, and going over drills during practices. I think that all correlates. I really do. But I'm not here to talk about Sirianni, even though football's still on my mind. I wanted to kind of make that comparison because I don't see it working out in Milwaukee, all right? The problem wasn't the defense, the problem wasn't the coaching. The problem was that your roster just did not have a good defensive roster, and you got rid of Drew Holiday, and he left, and you get Damian Lillard, who is absolutely 5 times worse on defense, and he is just really a liability on defense in so many different ways. Bobby Portis Jr. hasn't really been the best on defense this season. I think Giannis has actually taken a little step back on defense, and Chris Middleton's not what he used to be. So this team defense really has been a problem, and how is Doc Rivers going to be able to fix that? How is he going to be able to actually fix what this team that has the 6th worst defensive rating in the NBA? If he's brought in just specifically for his defense, right, how is that going to work? I'm asking a rhetorical question. Anybody can answer down below. I would love to know what you guys have to say about that. But as a Sixers fan, I felt like that the Sixers will have – I felt like last night I woke up today and I'm like, man, it feels so good because it feels like that the Philadelphia 76ers won a playoff round. And I know I can't gloat, and I know that I can't try to predict the future, but I just know from the history of what this guy has done, it just won't work. It's not going to work at all. So thank you, Milwaukee, and I think that we're going to wrap up the Doc Rivers conversation in that regard. If you guys do want to come on, we'll have you guys come on and give your thoughts about Doc Rivers if you guys would like to. But before I do that, there's a couple other things that I wanted to make sure that I talked about. Because the main reason why I'm on here is because Keith Pompey, and this was actually just reported, I wanted to go into the article that was posted about the Sixers injury report and just talk a little bit about that. But Keith Pompey, before I do that, just came out with a tweet saying that Tobias Harris is dealing with an illness and he is questionable for tomorrow. So we look at everybody else that's on the injury or that's not going to be available: DeAnthony Melton, Robert Covington, and we look at these other guys. Patrick Beverley may not be. We'll get more into it. I have to pull up the article myself, but I wanted to just make sure that I kind of talked a little bit about it and just mentioned that Tobias Harris is officially questionable for tomorrow. He really is, and I'm hoping that with whatever he's dealing with, he'll be back out there on the court soon, because that would be. I know that we've given him a lot of tough love, but it still is a loss, So if he doesn't play tomorrow against Indiana, and Indiana's a good team, you want him to obviously be healthy, but you want to make sure that he can go out there and play and be 100%. So that's where I stand in regards to that. All right, I'm going to go to this page here. All right, we have this version of the scene here. But, so Sixers, right, the other injuries that I wanted to go into, and I want to make sure that I have this article up. Next time I keep saying next time I got to do this, next time I got to do that. I really have to try to be more prepared, and I know it's tougher. Where is it? Let's just go to Sixers Nation. I think that's where it was posted. Was it Sixers Nation? I think it was Sixers Nation that posted it. I know you're talking basketball, but Carter Hart might be in some hot water. Again, I'm not we're talking basketball now, so but yeah, I understand, and we are going to get to talk about the Flyers at some point in time. Thought I was going to do it today, but I've been hearing about all this breaking news about the Sixers and just about injuries and that type of thing, and I wanted to just make sure that we get everything off of our chest and just talk about what's going on with this team, because it's the injury bug really has impacted them in a bad way, and not really many people are talking about it because it's getting overshadowed by the historic run that Joel is having. So that's a testament to how great he's been and how phenomenal this team is right now. So, but remember that they are missing technically 3 guys that are probably going to come off the bench in the postseason. Maybe 4, if you want to include Marcus Morris Sr. So you're not going to play Daniel House Jr. in the postseason. You're not going to play Furkan Korkmaz. You're not going to go with Turquavion Smith. You're not going to go with those guys. You're not going to go with KJ Martin. You're going to stick with guys like Batum, like Covington, Marcus Morris Sr., and DeAnthony Melton. So those little things, they also do make an impact. And even Patrick Beverley, when he's able to rebound the basketball, you don't really have a lot of rebounders on your team, and he is a big-time type of a player that right now, if he's not coming off the bench and if he's not giving you really good ball handling skills for, I don't know, like 10, 12 minutes, then that's not good at all whatsoever. So, but yeah, the monster Joel Embiid, if you will, has just been unbelievable. But I think that it's important that we still talk about these injuries. All right, I can't pull it up over here. I think I had it on my phone. But anyhow, yeah, it is really crazy just how things have really been playing out for this team. In regards to injuries, so the Sixers, Keith Pompey said 15 minutes ago that he's questionable for tomorrow. Quote, reserves are Marcus Morris Sr. and Jaden Springer are probable. Okay. So Morris Sr. is now probable, and Springer is probable too. But DeAnthony Melton, Robert Covington, and Mo Bamba will still be sidelined. And what they said about Robert Covington, and I want to make sure that I have this up. Let's see, right here. Keith also said this about Robert Covington. So he said that Sixers reserve, this was reported 5 hours ago, their forward Robert Covington, who was sidelined with left knee inflammation, has received treatment over the past 3 weeks to address his inflammation and bone bruising in his left knee. He's listed as out and will be reevaluated in approximately 3 to 4 weeks. That was according to Keith Pompey 5 hours ago. That's what he reported. So Robert Covington, according to Keith Pompey, who does an incredible job with the Philadelphia Inquirer and writes about the Sixers. Also checked out Locked On Sixers. He does a great job with that. Robert Covington, who's been sidelined with the left knee inflammation. He's gotten treatment, but he is going to be out for another 3 to 4 weeks. And that's a loss, man. You know, Robert Covington is one of those guys where if Embiid needs a shooter to go off, Robert can hit his shots, but he's also a really good defender, a very good on-ball defender, a very good screen defender, and a very good system defender. And what I mean by system is, you know, he covers zones, he covers passing lanes, and those types of things. And Jaden Springer's another one of those guys. So when you're not having your best defensive players out there, then that really makes a difference. Say what you want about DeAnthony Melton. DeAnthony Melton plays very solid defense, and he's one of the Sixers' best defenders. So that's how it is. And if you don't have those guys out there, it's going to be tough for you to kind of hold your opponents down, and you really have to kind of empty out your bench, if you will, and just really try to stretch things out. And it makes Nick Nurse's job a little bit tougher. So I just wanted to point that out there. But he also said 5 hours ago that, quote, Sixers shooting guard DeAnthony Melton, who has been sidelined with lumbar spine stress response, has completed an offloading period and will now begin ramping up to return to play. Melton will travel with the team on its upcoming road trip. He is listed as out and will be reevaluated in approximately 1 week. So Melton will be reevaluated in 1 week, and Robert Covington will be reevaluated in 3 to 4 weeks. I'm a little bit worried about Robert Covington. DeAnthony Melton, we saw the injury happen, and we know how bad that definitely was. But it's nice to see that he is on pace to get reevaluated in 1 week. But I don't feel as confident with a guy getting reevaluated in about 3 to 4 weeks. That tells me that something really is up. So that's really not a good thing whatsoever. So, what else do we have? Yeah, I'm trying to find this story. Like, there was a report that was listed out. I think it was Sixers Nation, and I'm trying to find it, and I can't seem to do so. Sixers injury. Is it over here? I don't want to just continue the... So look at it like this. Oh my gosh. I can't. There it is. Okay, Sixers Wire US or .USA Today. All right, let's look at this article. So Sixers Wire .usatoday.com. All right, let's pull this up. Okay, well, we have an ad on over here. Where is it? More odds, rumors, newsletters, teams, social media, news. There we go. So let's look at this article. All right, let's make this smaller. And we'll look at this together. I'm trying to make things a little bit more, I'd say interactive, because I want to give you guys a thought on what's going on and what I'm seeing. I think that that's a really nice thing. Where is it? Where is it, man? There we go. All right, and then we can zoom in. We'll zoom in right here. So what does it say? That we're still cutting things off. Can I just X this out? There you go. Okay. Sixers. Anthony Melton's been out with a lumbar spine response since January 12th in the win over the Kings. So he's been out since the 12th. I did not know that. I really did not know that whatsoever. All right, there you go. Now you can see me. Let's see. In preparation for the road trip, and again, this is courtesy of SixersWire.USA Today. I want to make sure that I give them their credit because this was a big article. So there's Robert Covington. Covington hasn't played since December 30th. He's been out that long. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't realize he's been out for that long. And again, that's a really big loss. You're going to need Robert Covington to try to come out there and give you some sort of flexibility on the bench. So that's something that I'm hoping that he's all right. Along with Melton and Covington, the Sixers are also looking to get Marcus Morris Sr., quote, Patrick Beverley, Mo Bamba, and Jaden Springer back in the lineup. They have missed some games recently due to their issues. And then Nick Nurse says this, quote, Marcus Morris, Pat, and Jaden Springer were all in practice today, which is a good sign. He then said, quote, Mo and Melt are still on Mo did some individual work. Melt is getting ready to do some as well. So those guys are not ready, but the rest of them should be okay by tomorrow, barring anything else. That's what he has to say. So I think that's a positive thing for the Sixers because they really need to try to get some of these other guys back. And I know that Joel is doing incredible things, and this team does have depth, but they are kind of a little bit shorthanded. You understand what I'm saying? They could use some of these guys, and I think that we started to forget a little bit about what it's like having Robert Covington out there and what it's like having Jaden Springer out there from just a defensive standpoint. Those guys, if they need to get a defensive stop in the playoffs, and if it's on a last-second drill type of a thing, I think that that's a very big. If they can get some of those guys back, that's absolutely huge. 1,000%. It is a very, very big thing if the Sixers can just get those guys back. Trade rumors. I have been still hearing a little bit of Lauri Markkanen in the talks. It's died down. It really has. But it still was a conversation. I've been hearing more about Malcolm Brogdon, which I wouldn't mind. I think Brogdon would be a nice acquisition. But again, how much are you going to give up? That's the question. Somebody was saying Brogdon and Jeremy Grant. I'm not taking that deal then. I don't want Jeremy Grant with that contract. I really don't. So, what else? The other person that I've been hearing a lot about with trade rumors for the Sixers is, of course, still DeJounte Murray, but we all know that he has been in talks with the LA Lakers, but now I saw a report that came out. I can't recall who posted it, and I should, but I did see that that DeJounte Murray and the Lakers are starting to the talks are starting to kind of go a little bit sideways. So, but that's what I've been hearing. That's what's going on. And yeah, but Who would you guys like on the Sixers? Who do you guys think would be like a really, really good fit for the Sixers in regards to just trade rumors? Are you excited about getting DeAnthony Melton back eventually? Well, hopefully he does come back. I meant to say, are you excited about getting some of these other guys back, like Patrick Beverley and Jaden Springer and some of these other guys? I'm like really losing it now. Come on, Jason. Come on, dude. Wake up. I needed that for myself. But yeah, that's really essentially what I want to know. I think that this team has a lot of really great things going. I thought maybe I was going to have more to say, but I really don't. I have been so in love with this team. I cannot think about anything else but watching the Sixers team right now. And I feel bad because in some aspects, guys, I was talking about this to Larry last night. In some aspects, I wish that I was able to do more Flyers and more Eagles content. I'm trying to kind of get on more of that grind now. But with cutting my shorts, with spending a lot of time doing these other things, sometimes you really just have to make sacrifices. And the reason why I bring that up is because I would like to do more of those things, but I also have to remember that what we're witnessing now with the Sixers, this is history. And there's so many things that are constantly just in the news about this team, whether it's from a historic standpoint, whether it's from an individual standpoint, a team standpoint, or just a coaching standpoint. There's like so many different types of storylines with this team right now. And then you got trade rumors, right? Like you have the whole franchise standpoint as well because the trade deadline's coming up. So there's like a whole lot of stuff to just talk about with this team. And I wanted to make sure that I try to cover every single aspect of it because they're fun. They're absolutely fun to watch. And they're the best thing in Philadelphia right now. And that's with all due respect to the Flyers. The Flyers have been really playing incredible hockey. And they've been definitely rebuilding. And they've been doing a good job in that department. But when you have a team that their expectations are championship or bust, pretty much, like you either have to get out of the second round. That's pretty much what you got to do. That's the expectation. Flyers don't really have expectations, but with the way that the Sixers are just handling their business, it's eye-popping, you know? So, but we will get back into doing some more Flyer stuff, and again, that will start tomorrow. But yeah, all right. I didn't really have too much else to say. I was going to take some calls, but I don't think we have too many people on here. We have, 8 people on here watching? Yeah, he's playing unbelievable basketball right now. I totally agree with you on that for sure. I think we Sixers fans are doing a little front running. What do you mean by front running? What do you mean front running? Elaborate on that. Controller's down, is smiling. Yeah, no. I'm waiting to see when they're officially going to introduce Doc Rivers as their head coach because I want to be there for that press conference. I'd like to kind of do what I did today with the Eagles, except this is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. You know what I mean? So I think that would be absolutely awesome. But yeah, all right. I'm using a lot of filler words, trying to focus a lot on my speech. That's not a good thing. What's up, Cam? How you doing, my guy? Thanks, as always, for popping in over here. Big game against the Pacers. I hope that even if Tobias does not play tomorrow, that we can still make a statement. I would love to see Tyrese Maxey try to go off and make sure that he, does his. I want him to just do his thing against Tyrese Halliburton for sure. So, yeah, I cannot wait for that. I absolutely cannot wait. Yeah. All right. Well, that was a short one. How long have we been going for? How long has this been? It's been 24 minutes? Oh, it doesn't even feel like that. Okay, cool. All right, well, that's going to wrap things up here. That's all I got to say. I think that we're going to rest up a little bit unless something really huge happens, but lots of emotions. Just going from one team and talking about the gridiron and the football to this team. I'm done babbling. Wasn't really a good cast tonight, but that's okay. Shoot or shoot, and I'm going to be better. Love you all. Good night. What's up? Oh, wait, Larry says, wait, whoa. Whoa. Pump the brakes, JJ. Larry, caught you at the very last second. Larry was like, don't leave without me. Don't leave without me, he says. The train was just about ready to leave, but you just got there in the nick of time. Let me look at your messages. There we go. I think we were all yelling at our screen. Larry said, dude, quote, I just read in the Associated Press that a woman reported in 2002 that she was... Yeah. That's another reason why I wanted to kind of talk about the Flyers, too, from that perspective. So, yes, for sure. I'm happy that you brought this to my attention because this was another thing I was going to bring up with the Flyers, too, because now this is becoming more of a bigger case, right? And there's a lot to talk about now with them. So, yeah, I will eventually address that, and I'm happy that you brought that to my attention. So, but, yeah, I've heard all about it. And that was part of what was talked about in today's press conference too, with Danny Briere. And I think that we'll do the same thing like what we did today with the Eagles. But I wanted to get that out of the way because that was really huge, and that just came off. And then with this team, they're a positive. I didn't want to have to focus on another negative right now. So that's why I kind of did it the way that I did. So. But, yeah, we'll talk about them tomorrow, and then we'll talk about the baseball team. All right, love you all, and then we'll catch you all tomorrow night for the Indiana Pacers 76ers game. And I will see you all then. Lila Tov, good night. I'll catch you on the next one. I meant privately, not on the air. Oh, it's okay. It's fine. Yeah. I wanted to talk about that. Love you all. Good night.